Golden Curl and Silver Star. Once there was a king who fell in love with a good and beautiful girl. They were married amid great rejoicing, but the queen mother was secretly jealous of the beautiful young queen who had come to take her place and determined to have her revenge on the young couple. After some time, a lovely baby boy was born to them, but in the middle of the night, when everyone was sleeping, the queen mother stole the baby from its cot. In its place, she left a kitten wrapped in baby clothes. She placed the baby in a small box and threw the box into the river. Next morning, there was great amazement when a kitten was discovered in the cradle. The young mother was full of grief, but the old queen whispered it round that the girl was a witch, and this was the reason she had a kitten for a son. Time passed, and another child was born, and the same thing happened again. When the kitten was found in the cot, the rumor began to spread through the whole kingdom that the young queen was a witch. A long way down the river, far from the city, lived an old fisherman. He often went out at night to fish in the river so that he could take his catch to sell in the market next morning. One night, to his surprise, he caught a little box, and when he pulled it to the bank, he heard cries coming from it. Inside, he found a baby boy, and he took the child home to his wife at once. As they had no children of their own, they decided to keep the baby and bring him up as their son. Inside the box was some money, which the old woman put safely away. "We have enough to live on, and who knows when he may need this," she said. When they looked carefully at the baby, they discovered a tiny mark, like a small golden curl, behind his left ear, so they called him Golden Curl. Time passed, and again, as the old man was fishing in the river one night, he pulled to the shore a little box. This time it held a baby girl, whom he took home to his wife. They called her Silver Star, for behind her ear was a mark like a tiny silver star. The children grew up healthy and happy. However, one day they went to the old fisherman and his wife and asked if it was true that they had been found in the river, as the children of the village had told them. The old couple then told them the whole story, and the children decided that it was time they went in search of their real parents. They took a fond farewell of their adopted parents and set out for the city. There they bought themselves a little house with the money which had been found in their boxes. They were very happy, working in their small garden, and it soon looked so pretty that everyone around came to see it. Even the Queen Mother got to hear of it, and as soon as she heard the children's names, she knew at once who they must be, for she, too, had noticed the golden curl and the silver star on the two babies. At once, she made plans to get rid of them. Dressed as an old beggar woman, the old queen went to see the garden, too. "It is very pretty," she said to the children, "but think how much nicer it would be if each branch had a little bell on it. They would dangle in the wind and make the sweetest music." "Where can we get little bells?" asked the children. "Oh, there is the most wonderful garden on the mountain," replied the old queen. "There are plenty of bells there. You need take only one and hang it on a branch, and next morning all the other branches will have bells too." Saying this, she took her leave, but she did not tell the children that the garden was bewitched, and whoever stayed there for more than a minute would change into glass. Golden Curl decided to go and find the garden, but his sister was afraid. "Do not linger there," she warned him. "Come straight out again." Golden Curl promised and set out. He had no difficulty in finding the garden, and he seized a bell from one of the branches and rushed away as fast as his legs could carry him. He was there only half a minute. He hung the bell on a branch, and next morning their garden was filled with bells, dancing in the breeze. The Queen Mother was furious, but she paid another visit. "What a pity you have no little pond," she said. "It would look fine filled with golden fish." "Where are the golden fish to be found?" asked Golden Curl. "Why, in the garden on the mountain," said the old queen. So Golden Curl set off there once more. He found the fish, gathered some up, and fled as though he were being pursued. He was there no more than 3/4 of a minute. The old queen was even more angry when she paid another visit, and there were both the children and the golden fish. This time she said, "Now your garden needs only the bird of truth to complete it," and that is to be found in the very last room of the castle which stands in the garden. Nothing would satisfy Golden Curl but to set off in search of the Bird of Truth. But alas, the castle was full of treasures, and he paused so long to look at them that as he reached the bird, there was a great crash, and he was turned into a splinter of glass. When her brother did not return, Silver Star decided to set out in search of him. On the road, the unhappy girl met an old woman who asked what was the matter, and when she heard the story, the old woman told Silver Star that she must look neither to right or left, but go straight in and out. Silver Star did as she was told, pausing only to snatch up the cage containing the Bird of Truth and the splinters of glass which lay scattered on the floor, as the old woman had told her. She was outside the garden again just as the minute was up, and at once all the splinters of glass turned into children. There was Golden Curl, who had been bewitched like the rest. Joyfully they returned to the little house with the Bird of Truth, and news of the children reached the ears of the king and queen. They too went to the garden to see the Bird of Truth. "Does it really tell only the truth?" asked the young queen sadly, and the children assured her that it did. "Then tell me what happened to my 2 babies," said the queen to the bird. At once it told the whole story of the queen mother's evil deeds. The king and queen were delighted to have found their own children again, and hugged and kissed Golden Curl and Silver Star. They saw that the old fisherman and his wife were well rewarded, but the old queen was punished as she deserved. There was great happiness in all the land, for the other children who had wandered into the bewitched garden and had been turned into bits of glass were also returned to their joyful parents. Moral: the truth may be hidden for a time, but it always comes to light.